Hey, Ben Baxter here with Anglers All in the Fly Tying Studio again. Today we're going to tie up Pat Dorsey's UV Scud for you. So I'm working with a TMC 2457. This is a size 14. Also using the Uni 6/0 orange thread. Just going to start with our jam knot up front here. Next we're tying in some Antron yarn. I'm using a burnt orange. I like a little more natural of an orange color, but I'll flip that around a little easier. Don't want to crowd the head on this fly too much. You're gonna have some materials, especially your ribbing and the scud back, to tie in up front. You want to make sure you got room to tie those in. Go close to about halfway down the bend there. This is actually a reverse fly, so technically the head of the fly is at the back. Next thing I'm gonna tie in, this is actually a 0.20 mono thread, Beavis. No, Dorsey uses some 4X, 3X tippet. Just depends on what size you're tying it in. Trim that out. I'm just gonna leave that hanging back here for now. Keep that out of the way. For the shell on this particular fly, I'm using the Sow-Scud Back. Dorsey used just a trimmed up plastic bag. Just cut a little wedge into that just to make it a little easier to tie in. Kind of pull on that as you're wrapping towards the back. Just secure that synthetic material down. Next is UV Shrimp Pink Ice Dub. I'm gonna put a couple different chunks of this on. You definitely want to build the body bigger than you would think, because we're actually going to use some of that dubbing for the legs too. I do like using different colors for these. There's your olive, your tan, kind of gray natural scud color, and then that burnt orange is more of your dead scud. Imitation. So I'm just kind of trying to create a taper here. Again, you'll see here in a second, I'm gonna tie this a little fatter than you would think. There they go. A little more up here at the head. See, with this synthetic, I can kind of create my noodle down here on my thread and then just use my finger to push it up so I'm not making a lot of extra thread wraps. Bulking up that head too much. I'm actually going to pull this back and make wrap or two underneath there, so kind of keeps that eye a little clean. Come in with a dubbing brush before I add that ribbing. That way I don't damage the ribbing, weaken it. I'm just pulling that material out. You can use a bodkin if you'd like. I feel like this is a little easier and I'm not worried about breaking my thread or anything. Just pulling those legs down. Next, we're going to pull your scud back forward. Make a loose wrap with that and bite down on that. Well, I'm actually just going to do a little tiny half hitch right here. Just to keep my thread secure and keep everything from slipping there, since I'm working with all synthetics. Everything wants to slide around. Now I'm just bringing my mono thread I'm using for ribbing forward. Just kind of pulling those legs out of the way as I go, keeping them from bunching up too much. Kind of using that wiggle technique to get the ribbing up through those legs without pulling too much up and pinching it against the side of my fly here. Make one wrap to the back. Actually trim my scud back out now. One more wrap to the back, just really secure that down. I'm going to do 1, 2 to the front, 1 more to the back, just really making sure everything is secure in there. So I've definitely tied plenty of these flies and cut my ribbing out before everything's really lashed down, and then the ribbing just comes unraveled and your fly doesn't really do that well. Doesn't look that well. We'll trim up front. And trim our antenna in the back a little longer. And just grab the whip finish tool. You could even do a couple half hitches if you want there. That. I'm just going to slide one more half hitch. Right up in there. Trim my head. Pull those legs down. I'm trimming just right at the point of the hook there. And another diagonal trim. Obviously Dorsey created this. Imitate those scuds in the tailwaters along the South Platte. very effective fly, especially anytime they bump the flows, most specifically, you know, during high water when runoff and the snow melt's kicked up, but anytime they bump the flows. That is the UV Scud from Pat Dorsey. Thanks for watching. Check us out on YouTube, like, subscribe, Instagram. We also have a Facebook tying group as well if you can look that up. We'd appreciate it. Thanks for watching.